right, here we go. Let's see who comes in here. Here we go. What's up, man? All right, can you hear me? Since you're like, I think one of the only couple of people that are in here right now. Let me know if you can hear me and if it's just, what do I need to do? Your audio, good to go. All right, cool. Yeah, because I'm working off of the regular. We're not using mics today, so all righty. Let's see who jumps in here. We got 36 and climbing. Thumbs up, everybody. All right. I feel like we just spoke. Yeah, you know. But I think your image quality is probably a little bit better than mine. We got a front-facing camera on a Mac, and it's just it looks like I'm looking at a 260p something. It's terrible. What's going on, everybody? Serpent Stangs, what's up, man? All righty. I wish you were here to go live with me because we'll probably dig into some of the conversation that, you know, I don't know if you watched the last video, but that's what we're going to kind of talk about is the fact that, you know, I guess explain yesterday's like late night upload. And it's unfortunate that this live chat, a lot of those guys that are watching probably won't see this, but the ones that are here, I guess we can get through it. Just kind of explain myself a little bit more in depth. But do I think that they're going to make a ZR1 C8? I don't know. That's a very good question. You know, it's one of those Halo cars that they probably will release towards the end. So maybe give it like 4 or 5 years. That'd be really exciting to see. Definitely. There's no way that they're not going to make a Z06. Oh, excuse me, a Z06. So, all right, first like. C8 a lot cheaper than Shelby. You were in Louisville, Kentucky? Yeah, you're right down the road from me. About 3 hours, I think it is. I'm up here by Fort Campbell. So, all right, I guess we'll talk about kind of what I meant yesterday by the video yesterday. We're going to talk about the differences, a little bit of, you know, this and that versus GT500, and let's break down and define. I think that it's important because I should have done this in the video yesterday. Define in further what I meant by special and the C8 not being special, because it is special. And just like Determined Veteran, go sub to his channel, great guy, veteran, drives a ZL1, great car. And you know how we do on my channel here. We're just enthusiasts all around. So it's good to support everybody. But anyway, everybody, welcome that's coming in here. So we got 66 people in climbing, thereabout. But I guess we'll just jump right to the point. So the new ZR1 C8 will be electric assist in the front with the 4.2 dual overhead cam twin turbo. That would be awesome. I'm trading my 2019 GT and 17 GXXR 1000 or GSXR 1000 for C8. Changed my mind. That's interesting. I'm not trading in my Mustang, but would I have a C8 beside it? Maybe one day. That would be really cool. You ordered one today. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So maybe if you ordered one today, can you talk to us about pricing? What was your spec? What did you order? What did it cost? That might actually help this conversation a little bit. But now that everybody's getting a C8, there should be plenty of Shelbys available. Well, word on the street is that this is before and this is not like biblical. This is not doctrine, okay? But just word on the street is that even before the GT5 or the C8 release, that there were a lot of allocations that were still left open. If you guys remember when the GT350s were announced, the order banks opened and those allocations were just bought up. Everybody and their mom wanted that car. But word on the street is that's not the case with the GT500, and it is partly due to the fact that it is very, very expensive. But all right, you guys are chit-chatting over here. Let's just read very quickly before we get to my points. You have not missed anything. We're getting there. Love your channel. Thank you so very much. You were supposed to tell me go for C8 tell me, go for the C8. My wife was listening, and you could have convinced her. Oh, well, go get her, tell her to watch the live chat. Maybe we'll talk about it. And then, you know, thank you so much, Lewis. $1. Here we go, super chat already. Thank you so much. Personally, I would take the GT350 over both the C8 and GT500. Well, that's really going to come down to what do you want to do with the car? I mean, that's going to answer – that's – look, Chevrolet has dropped a bomb. We all know that. It is they've peed all in Ford cereal. They have really thrown a wrench into the mix because the GT500 was the hotness. It was the big thing. It was so exciting. And then, you know, all the way back in January when we got to go see that thing, for me personally, it was like really, really cool to see it come down from the ceiling. And it was a very special moment. But I know Stang Mode was over there like just loving it because he wanted one bad. And for me, honestly, it was just another car because I'm more than happy with my regular Mustang. Also, the fact that, you know, it's really, again, it comes down to what do you want to do with the car. I know that I wanted to go fast with mine, and there is a plan in process to do so. We hopefully will actually get started with that before it even goes in the body shop for repair. But that's a story for another day, so stay tuned to the channel. Big things coming, as always. I actually have a package right over here. You can't see it. You can't see it, but it's exciting. And it's one of the things that's going to drive a ton of horsepower to the car. It's sitting right there on my couch. Very exciting. But C8 is coming. You know, Venom kills demons, right? What about C8s kill Venom? Corvettes kill Venom. So, yeah, that's – oh, my gosh. How do we – well, I need to collect myself. I should probably end this live chat and then recollect and then come back. No, I'm just kidding. Let's just talk about last night's late upload first and go from there. So I mentioned what I was trying to do, and it's tough to do, but what I was trying to do was I guess be as unbiased maybe as possible, although I did kind of get biased towards the end. But at the very end of the video, I was like, I love C8, I love C8. And I do. It's tough because, you know, like we're mostly a Ford channel, and I really want to support the GT500. And it's kind of got my feelings and my emotions all in it just weird because Chevrolet has dropped this thing on our laps, and there's no way that I can't not notice the performance. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, we're going to try to defend the Shelby a little bit. We're a Ford Mustang channel. Of course we are. But we do have to give credit to where, you know, it's due. And good Lord, Chevy, you pulled it off, man. You guys did it. I am very impressed, and I will have a C8 at some point in my life. Will it be in the next 2 or 3 years? I don't know. But maybe as the channel grows, maybe we can do something like that. But it won't be anytime soon. Well, that's already. We're going to talk about that. The maintenance. That is something I actually did want to speak about because nobody's talking about this yet. The thing is, the C8 has got so many people talking that there's so many questions that exist still around this car, and it's impossible to get to the bottom of all this stuff anytime soon. And it's so very exciting because with the GT500, like people cared, but not like this, man. The whole world is talking. Everybody, and everybody's buying. You know, the C7s came out and it was kind of mixed. You know, people loved it or they hated it, but it seems like just the 95% of what I'm seeing is just a C8 everybody's in love. And of course you should be. The thing looks like a Ferrari NSX, all of that. Not a bad thing. It's amazing. It's mid-engine. It's the future. And that's where this conversation is going to go, is the future. This is, if this is the direction of Corvette, here's the important thing. Is as big a deal as this is, especially for Americans, So we got over 100 people in here. Let's get some thumbs up. Let's push this around YouTube. But the important thing is not just the release of the C8. It's more of a statement. If you can follow me for just a second, because this is going to cause everybody else to react. And I'm going to try to get through all the comments here in a second. Just let me get this on my chest real quick. This is going to I think really make all of the other manufacturers wake up a little bit and start innovating and pushing design, pushing the limits, stop being safe with their products, because this is a big FU to everybody. You know, Ford did amazing things with the 1819 Mustang refresh, because in my opinion, it wasn't really a refresh. It wasn't a clean sheet build, but they changed so many options in the car. It wasn't like a front, back bumper and some taillights. It changed so much. They gave us magnetic ride. In the 19s, they gave us, rev match with the manuals. They gave us the Gen 3 Coyote. They gave us direct injection. They gave us the ability to have 500 horsepower with very little money. That's all you need. Intake, tune, headers, and E85, and you can pretty much get there. But my phone's going off, so let me turn it on silent. Anyway, so this is a very cool time to be a car enthusiast. And we say that every year, but I mean, it couldn't be more true than right now, because this is just a wake-up call, I think, to the other manufacturers. Is like, look, you can buy this exotic. That's what it is. It's an exotic car. It's an American exotic car for under $60,000. Yeah, you're not going to get a lot. You're going to get base wheels. You're going to get base everything. You're not going to get a lot of options, but you will get a lot of performance for the money. Even without the Z51, yeah, I didn't say Z71. That was, that was a brain fart in that video. Z51 package, it's nothing new. You could get a Z51 in the C7. We all know that. But the thing is, the performance with or without that package is going to be very close. But my spec, and I don't know if they're going to do this in the C8, I would love to see like a Grand Sport C8, because I don't necessarily want, like if I were to buy a C7, I don't necessarily want a Z06. I would actually buy a Grand Sport, because you're getting all of the Z06 goodies without the blower, and that's okay. But anyway, let's talk about, let me just read this, the comments a little bit. But $60,000, hang on, my phone is, okay, nothing important. 60 grand is going to get you a lot of performance. It's going to get you a lot of entry-level performance, but it won't get you a lot of frills. And that is part of owning a Corvette, I think, is the luxury. It's a luxury sports car. It's not a pony car. It's not a muscle car. It's a luxury sports car. And now it's an exotic luxury sports car. I don't think that there's a bad angle on the vehicle. A couple of things that I find a little bit quirky, like this silver on the doors by the speaker. I think that's really about my only biggest gripe. And then the HVAC controls right there in that center there are a little bit weird, but I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. It's kind of futuristic looking. But if you want, most people are probably going to spend way north of 60. So I would say that if you're going to go C8 shopping, be careful, because it could be very expensive. And it's one of the reasons why I'm not allowed to have a Corvette yet, is because I would go there and probably try to buy a Z51 Stingray, and then 80 grand later, here we are. But the cool thing is, there is no markup. It's a mass-produced car. So that leads us into the video that I released last night. I said that the Corvette C8 was not special. And I want to say that, yes, it is. What I was meaning to say, and I should have defined it further, was that it's not a specialty car. It's not a rare limited run. So give it about 2 years. You're going to see C8s everywhere. I'm very excited. But that is also an unfortunate thing, because, hopefully the car doesn't get tired looking, because everybody loved the C7s, when they were released, but now they're everywhere. But even still, the C7s look like, I mean, they're amazing. But all right, let me catch up with you guys in the comments just real quick. Let me see if I can see if there's anything that catches my eye. There's a lot of talking. This is so exciting. It's just nobody was talking this much about the GT500. Nobody was. Bear with me. The C8 will make the GT500 look silly on track. You very well may be right. And the thing is, the thing doesn't even have a blower. This is not a Z06. The Z06, when it comes out, it's going to be like a 720S killer. I bet you it's going to be very comparable. 720S is a badass car. McLaren it is. So, but the thing is, for the money, that's what it's all about. You will spend barely any money compared to those other cars. Oh, why can they have a DCT but have a push rod? Well, is anybody, I don't think anybody's talking about this much yet either, is that why, are any of you guys upset that they didn't do more with the engine? I kind of, don't get me wrong, 495 is great, you know, especially, now here's another question. I don't know everything. So would there be less parasitic loss do mid-engine cars have less parasitic loss versus a front engine rear-wheel driven car? That is something I don't know. I would imagine that it does have less, but I'm sure that Serpents Things is going to let me know because he's very knowledgeable. I'm upset no manual. The thing is, yeah, the manuals, we can talk about that. We can talk about it. I was a manual only guy for the longest time. I was a manual guy for the longest time. But the thing is, we're not going to argue the fact that, yes, we all know that manuals are dying. But let me see. Nope. Okay, he says, nope, the 2LT is a solid small block. Let's see. Also, zero loss due to mid-engine setup, little drivetrain loss. That's what I was thinking. That's determined veteran right there. So, yeah, so that's going to help put the power down. So if you were to dyno the thing, you're going to have more power to the wheels. You're not going to lose as much. It's going to make it that much more faster. It's great. So even though we look at like a 10R80 car Mustang, you know, you don't lose a lot. I mean, a 460 crank horsepower car is losing a little bit, but they're typically still dynoing about 30 horsepower less. That's pretty good. But what if it could be a smaller amount? That's great. Yeah, it's going to be great. So the 495 horsepower is a great number. It's a great number. I think crossing 500 would have been just really cool, you know, just to be able to say that. But 495 is pretty close. But yes, less drivetrain loss. So, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. This is I'm just sitting here thinking about this car. It's such a beautiful piece of art. And that you can get it for you're not going to pay any markup. It's a mass-produced car. It's a special car, but it's not a specialty car. Not a specialty car. It's not a limited run. So with the GT500, starts around $70,000, $71,000. Then you add in gas guzzler tax, which is insane. They're charging like double this year. And then you have your, you know, the rest of it, destination fees. So let's, for easy math, $75,000 base, 7-speed dual clutch. You're getting, 5.2 liter cross plane crank, 760 horsepower, and that's quite a bit. I mean, what else can you buy for the money that has 760 horsepower? McLaren 720S has what, 720, and I mean those things move. I'm not comparing right now to the C8. I'm just saying that for the money, for $70,000, you're getting a lot. You know, look at the Dodge Demon. Look at the Hellcat Red Eye 797. Those are still in that same general price point area. You know, yes, they're completely different cars, but as far as numbers, that's a lot for the money. They all handle differently. They're meant for different things. We all know that, but it is pretty cool that you can spend under $100,000 and get all that performance. But yes, there is less. It's so crazy. It's 0 to 60 in what, 3 seconds or less. Holy cow. But I still want to stick to my guns with the other video. I am still very interested to see what it's going to do past 100. What will it do in the quarter? Definitely deep in the 11s, I'm sure. But it's still a naturally aspirated car. So time will tell. I know on a road course it's going to be a real performer. But here we go. Let me read through some of what you're saying here. 495 horsepower is very daily driver friendly. It says drivable for the daily. Yes, absolutely, 100%. That is, I mean, you don't really even need that much power for the street to have fun. So certainly not 700, 800 horsepower. But I think it's a very good starting point. $10 super chat. Thank you so very much. Let me find out. Side note, do you think there's a possibility that the LT5 from the C7 ZR1 might go into the Camaro ZL1 maybe in a year or two, since a different engine is rumored for the C8, Z06, or ZR1? Very good question. I think that is a very big and likely possibility. Determined veteran, what have you got to say about this? Because you have a ZL1. So I think that that's very possible, because they want to evolve the car, and the Camaro is going to be delayed. They're going to keep making them, but they're going to delay the next build, the next clean. What we're on Gen 7, Gen 7, just kind of like the Mustang, and I think that that's absolutely fine. And interesting that they're doing that with the Mustang too, which I'm very excited for the S650 to come out. And I think that I tell you, Ford better wake up and pay attention to what's going on. They better wake up, because my Mustang GT was $52,000. But if I was a performance-only guy, I didn't care about nothing else, the C8 is only a little bit more. So anybody that's Mustang shopping right now, because I've got some friends, they're in this chat with Mustangs, and thinking about selling pretty much everything they got to get this car, the C8. It is a game changer. But the LT5, I think it would be very exciting to see that into the new ZL1. I think that the ZL1 is an absolute beast of a car. I would love to see it evolve. I am not opposed to like one car growing, getting faster, because or this or that or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's all friendly competition, and it's also what drives innovation. It makes Ford hopefully start pushing a certain amount. What am I trying to say here? Ford has got to step up the game. Ford's got to step up the game. Dodge, we're not worried about Dodge. They are their own thing. They're heavy Dodge muscle cars. They're muscle cars. But the Camaro and the Mustang GT are, in my opinion, not muscle cars, not anymore. They really never were. They were pony cars, and but they're more akin to, I think, dare I say, European exotics. BMW type vehicles. The handling and the performance and all of that. So I would love to see the LT5 find its way into the Camaro, because the Camaro is kind of a, if you look at a Gen 6 Camaro, it's kind of a parts bin car. The 8-speed automatic came out of the Vette, and so did the engine. The LT1 came out of the Stingray, and it's pretty cool. There's no harm in doing that. It was built on a chassis that was developed from, you remember, the other Cadillac counterpart, and they put it all together, and it was this awesome blend of awesomeness, and I love it. But what does Jack say now? What does he say? The LT5 will come in the upcoming models of the RS and SS. They are planning on making a V8 model RS. Drag guys will love it because it's only engine low trim level. That's That's pretty good. That's very important. So good stuff. All right, let me dig through what everybody else is saying so I don't lose track. Corvette rain on the GT500 parade. Yeah, it did. It did. It's got everybody questioning. Anybody that bought, if anybody that bought a or got into an allocation, your diehards will still keep their allocation, but the ones that just kind of were in it for the performance and horsepower, it's got everybody. They may not drop their allocations, but it got everybody kind of scratching their heads a little bit, like, what am I getting for the money here? Especially when you consider ADM, added markup value. Now, I want to kind of still stick to my guns. You should look at leasing a C8. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's not going to be out for a little while. We'll see what happens with the channel. Maybe I'll have a couple of viral videos like Staying Mode, and we can make a little money for a down payment. And we're also going to build my Mustang out in the garage. Is not going anywhere. It's going to get fixed and it's going to get built. I want to tell you guys, so we got 186 people in here. Please drop a thumbs up on the video. Here we go. Yeah, ADM's cancer. It really is. Ford needs to absolutely get involved a little bit more with the dealerships, because Ford's not seeing any of that ADM. It's added dealer markup. It's a get rich scam for dealerships to really just go after the highest bidder, and it makes me sick. Because anyway, the GT500 should have arguably cost a little bit less. And I would have loved to have seen, I love the GT350, but I would love to have seen it die at least in 2019, so that the pricing on the 500 would have been less. But all right, guys, get ready for what's coming in the mail. Again, if you're new to the chat, sitting right over there is one of the packages that's going to make my build very fast. My car out there, my 2019 Mustang. And anyway, so big things are coming. I've been talking to Hell Horse Performance about every day. We have a solid plan, and I think it's something that you all are going to love. We are going to go fast. But all right, let's get back to the Corvette. So yeah, I mean, and again, if you're new, if you're just jumping in, we're talking about, because you saw the thumbnail, I was wrong. We're talking about the video that I did last night where I was kind of defending the GT500 a little bit. And I still want to stay true to my guns when you're talking about price. The Z51 package will get you a little bit more performance, but available magnetic ride. So again, not included. It says available magnetic ride. So remember, the GT500 will come with magnetic ride front standard, right off the show floor, no options. Dual clutch, magnetic ride, big brakes, aero, horsepower, all of that. Nice interior. It will have heated and cooled seats as standard. You can get the recorders too. So we're not talking about the 18,500, because everybody wants to compare C8 versus a $100,000 Mustang. But again, that's not an apples to apples thing. You'd have to drive the price up. You'd have to add options to the C8 to bring it closer to the price point of a $100,000 Mustang if you added the carbon fiber package, because you don't have to do that. You will still get a hell of a vehicle even in the GT500 base trim. But a Z51, let's say 2LT, maybe 3LT Stingray will get you closer, if not more, to that base, about what we say 74 for safe math price on the base Mustang. But then, yes, I understand you have to add ADM. You got to do it because we know that it does exist. But pretending that it didn't exist, the price at that point with options on the Corvette will be similar. The thing is, it's time will tell which one is going to win. So I'm excited to see that. I don't know the answer. I think that C8 is going to scoot. I am very excited to see what it's going to do. And if anybody in here buys one first, please let me know so I can come review it. It's going to be amazing. but because I would love to have one, but it probably won't happen for a couple of years. I may have to buy one on the used market, which is really so cool that you know, give it time, because remember, it's not a limited car. So if you can't afford a C8 now, you might be able to do it later, and it's going to be awesome. But Corvettes can get very expensive. There's a lot of options, but they're very highly customizable cars. I think it'd be really cool to custom order one, but I can't, because it would be like a $90,000, you know, Stingray. But what does Jeremy say? I built a C7 with the options I would put on a C8 and ended up just below 74. So $80,000 out the door is completely possible. Yeah, I think he's wanting one. He's wanting one. But yeah, it's going to be, so the C7 prices, I mean, probably add a little bit for the C8, but I think that you're probably pretty close. And I imagine you're doing Z51. And what I would do is a Z51 package, magnetic ride. I would probably do a 2LT. And I would add in some seats. I don't know. The 3LT, though, oh, that would be awesome. And just wait for that Z06 to come out in another year or two. And, yeah, imagine the Z06 with the 3LZ package. Just carbon, or you can have carbon fiber everywhere, because that'll be an option. But you also have Alcantara everywhere. It's going to be all over the top. It's going to be everywhere, just like the C7s that we have now. They're amazing. If you have not sat in a completely fully loaded C7, you need to do that, and that will get you ready for what is going to come with the C8. It's going to be just that much better. But let's see. What are you guys talking about over here? Low 11s quarter. I think that it's definitely, it's 100% going to be in 11s. How deep in the 11s? I don't know. Possibly 10s? I mean, the horsepower is there. I don't see why I wouldn't do 10s. So there's something to think about. But GT500 is still a Mustang, which in America is awesome. Yeah, the GT500, I love it. I love it. And I would have a really hard time if both were sitting right in front of me trying to pick one. For me, looks-wise, honestly, for me personally, my personality, the things that I like in a car, I would have to go C8. I love exotics. I think that they're just so beautiful. I mean, just good Lord. I could not do a 1LT though. I would hate myself. I would hate myself. I would look at everybody else with all their options. So I could not do that. And a lot of people are not. You know, you're going to want some stuff in it. So it will make it a little bit more expensive. But it will still, if you have a loaded up Z51 Stingray, I'm not talking Grand Sport, I'm not talking 06, it will still be cheaper probably than, no, it's definitely going to be cheaper than most people can buy a base model, no carbon fiber or options GT500 because markup. So, oh, $5. Here we go. Mission flyer. I have a slightly used kidney for sale. It's metal tested and highly vaccinated. I've got a couple of those. I'll definitely sell them, and maybe a couple of, I can't speak. Couple of testicles too. We can do that. I don't need them. I got a couple of kids. I'm good. So definitely take the money and buy a C8. I would, but you get a 1LT and still get the performance exhaust. Yeah, I know you can get a 1LT and get the Z51. And if you don't care about like if you consider what a 2LT has for the C7, Camaro or Corvette owners, or you guys that are knowledgeable, let me know if I'm wrong, but I used to sell them. So you're going to probably miss out on, like with the C7, it was like Bose stereo system. You're going to get less speakers. You're going to get leather, but it's not like the same, I think. Or maybe that was an option, but you're not going to get heated and cooled seats more than likely. It may or may not come with navigation. I don't know if you care, because it's definitely going to have CarPlay and Android Auto. Navigation should just be standard. I don't even know why it's an option. There's a couple of things that you're going to miss. So some of the exterior bits will be different too. You're probably not going to have a spoiler, or it might be something smaller, like maybe a little lip spoiler, something like that. And if you look at like a front lip splitter, or spoiler, whatever you want to call it, there in the front bumper, you're not going to get that, and you will not have front cameras. At least that was the case with the C7. So if you can live without all of that stuff, do a 1LT. You're going to still get the performance. But the Z51 is going to add in some of that stuff, performance-wise. But, yeah, I agree. Justin, the 2LT, in my opinion as well, is like a no-brainer. Like I could completely live without a 3LT. But a 2LT, the thing is, if you're going to spend the money, spend the damn money. You know what I mean? If you're going to spend whatever, let's say 70 grand, and the thing that separates you from let's say you got three, I would not be upset about losing another 3 grand or whatever it may be for, a 2LT. So I would, those things are important, especially when you consider that a Corvette's supposed to be that luxury sport car. You want some luxury too, I would imagine. I hope so. But I mean, if you're not gonna care if it's gonna be like a track only thing, then who cares? Then it's very GT350 like. It's not a lot of options, but you're not buying a luxury car. You're buying a track car. So it depends on, again, what you want to do with the vehicle. What do you say? See, it comes with 255 tires. No, it doesn't. Does it really? No, it doesn't. No way. It's like this. That's like this wide. C51 2LT would be my trim. Yeah, 305. 305 tires. They're looks like the 4S, Michelin 4S. Whipple, a GT350 beat anything just about. I mean, that's pretty significant. It's you have an 8,250 red line with a blower. That's I would love to just be in a shotgun seat or something like that. That car would be a weapon. I'm very excited that you get the dual clutch. Yes, I know manual guys are going to miss out, but unfortunately, it's so weird that some guys they have like a legitimate argument. They do drive like manual Mustangs. They drive manual sports cars. They drive manual Hellcats, manual Camaros, manual Corvettes, and now you've basically taken them away. That you've hurt their feelings a little bit going with an automatic, a DCT. But I think it does get a little bit frustrating that when you hear from other people, or at least I do, excuse me, that people are talking about, oh my God, it's a piece of shit. And just like the GT500, oh, it's such a piece of shit because it doesn't have the it doesn't have a manual. Well, if you look at the sales, what is mostly sold when it comes to Corvette and Camaro? They're usually automatic. There's if you look at the sales of manual Corvettes, manual Camaros, they're very small compared to the automatics. So, Chevy's like, why are we going to waste money? So they, instead of also doing a conventional automatic, they shoved a DCT in there. But I think it's very exciting. And also very exciting that, again, this car is going to pave the way for the future. It's kind of set the bar, if you will, for what hopefully a lot of the other manufacturers are going to follow in the future. I hope that that Ford especially will wake up and get a little bit more hot and heavy with the Mustang and push the performance just a little bit more. But the GT500, what is it? What is it? Yeah, isn't a flop. It's great, but anything. I like the GT500. I don't hate it at all. I love that car. I think it's amazing. I think that it's a home run, kind of. I wish. I don't know. I just don't know. I think it's a great car. I think that nobody's going to be upset with the GT500. I don't think anybody's going to be upset. I think it's going to do wicked things on the track. And if you were a diehard Mustang enthusiast, that is your car. But the C8 is also going to be badass. But they are two different cars. You have a front engine, rear-wheel drive versus a mid-engine. It's very, very, very exciting. The GT500 is a solid whip, but isn't my style. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's manuals are more fun. You know, there's times that I do kind of miss shifting gears, but I could just go review a car and I get my little fix. But it's just I used to be a diehard manual guy. I wouldn't touch. I used to look at like an automatic Mustang and want to vomit. I mean, I hated them. Hated them. And remember, I played this game. I had a 2018 Mustang GT, almost spec like mine that I have now, manual. And then we got rid of it. And then I was converted to go to the 10R80, and I love it. Not a day goes by that I don't like it. Oh, the Camaro isn't going anywhere. Yeah, I think the Camaro's got to. It needs to evolve. They better not kill it off. I know they're delaying it, but I mean that would be a real disaster. I think if they were to kill off that car, because the Camaro is a different machine than a Corvette. The Corvette is a Corvette. A Camaro is a Camaro, and that is like what Determined Veteran, when he was live a few minutes ago, was talking about is the Mustang. A lot of people have problem with the GT500 because it's not kind of its own thing, I guess. But it is what it is. It's a Mustang. You know, at its roots, it's still the same car, the same chassis that mine is. It's I don't know. I would have liked to have seen a couple of things changed with the GT500, and just a couple of little things. I wish that they would learn to. I wish that I don't know. I'll save that for a video. We're not going to ramble on about that. You're saying the Camaro, Kevin, you're saying the Camaro is gone that I know of for sure? What is your source, sir? That better not be. I think that would be a massive mistake. Here's the thing. Here's what I think about the Camaro dying off. Like, let's pretend that it was dying off and it was canceled. Done. The Camaro would not be coming back for at least probably 30 to 40 years. There was a zombie car anyway, just like some of the Dodge products. They brought it back to life and then did a bunch of stuff with it. And then to see it go away, to have it come back a third time would be, I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? Maybe they should have just the Generation 6 Camaro I love. I love that car. And I don't know what the hell they were thinking for 2019 with that refresh. It's like they were purposely doing that. I swear. That's the only way that that's why the Camaro looked like that. They were trying to piss everybody off to not buy the Camaro so that they could get mad, save their money, and then drop the Corvette on us. And then they want to sell the shit out of these Corvettes, and they are going to sell them like hotcakes. You're determined is that the Corvette or the Camaro is going to get deleted in 2024 and come back in 2030. I just think that that's just a terrible thing to do. Maybe that's why they delayed it. They're just not sure. But the thing is, like, they come up with new car designs all the time. It's not like let's look at the 1819 refresh. It's not like they just were coming to. Usually, they change front and rear bumpers and stuff like that. But I mean, that's not like done in the moment. They think about this stuff like years in advance. Like we have 2019s, about to have 2020s on the lot for Mustang, and I guarantee that they already have a probably 65% solution to the S650, if not higher, and that's years down the road. So, Case in point is rev match in 2019 for the stick shift Mustangs. The 18 was the refresh, but why wait a year for B&O to be switched from the Shaker Pro, and why the hell not put rev match in the 2018 manual cars? The Camaros had it. Rev match is not a new thing. They had the tech, you know. They had the paddles. The automatics have them. So what would they? I don't know what they were waiting on. It's kind of a slap in the face. It's kind of like what are you saying? No, I am absolutely not selling my Mustang GT. 100% no. That thing has been wrecked 3 times. Anybody that, it's so funny. I read through some of the comments. People are like, get rid of that Mustang. Like, do you understand that I finance $52,000 or $50,000 for that? It's a little bit under, you know, the MSRP there, and the depreciative value that it holds now, it's worthless. I would go trade it in, and they look at the Carfax and be like, here's your $12,000. I'd be like 30-some grand in the hole. That's the dumbest. No, that'd be the most retarded thing in the world. So no, we're going to fix it, and we're just going to put a roll cage in it and then put a lot of power under that hood. And it's basically, we're about to pull the trigger on a daily, and the Mustang is going to get it's going to go under the knife quite a bit very soon, and it's going to get a lot of power, and we're going to save it for the racetrack. And it's so funny when people are like, oh, you know, you're just going to wreck it again. I never wrecked it in the first place. All of those accidents were not at fault. In other words, no fault of my own. I'm a perfectly fine driver. I always have been my entire life. It's just that car's been a little bit of, it's had some bad luck. But we're going to redo it. We're going to give it some good luck, and we're going to go from there. But no, the car will not be traded. And you know, we'll see what happens with this YouTube channel and this whole adventure thing, and try to keep making content. And maybe we'll have a C8 one day. I definitely will not be the first guy to own one. And that's also a very good question. Do you want to be the first one to own a C8? Because remember, you know, sometimes that is a risk. First-year cars can have problems. Xander needs a Hummer. Well, the car's cursed. You need an exorcism. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just bad. But 2 of the incidences, remember, were semi-trucks. So I think it's just the truckers hate it. I don't know. It's all trucks. Well, the first accident was a truck backing into me as well. So yeah, my car and trucks just don't play well together. So we're gonna keep them away from trucks. There's no trucks on a drag strip. Well, there is trucks on a drag strip, but they're in the other lane. So we'll just I don't know. We just won't race any trucks. We'll let them go with somebody else. We'll stay away from trucks. Oh, what are my thoughts on? Oh, there's a good one. Don't come here, comment. What are your thoughts on the CJ setup for a Gen 3 Coyote? Well, it's a lot of money. And honestly, I'd probably just do a ported 18 manifold. You already have an 18 manifold. Port it. Who was it? VMP? They did a very long video, very detailed, awesome video. They tested all of the manifolds against each other, including the CJ and a ported 18. And the 18 and the CJ were very close. CJ still won, but there's a big price difference between the two as well. And you already own the manifold. It's on your car if you have an 18. So just get it ported. But what will that actually gain for your car? I don't know. Or just you know, save it for boost. I'm just kidding. Not everybody wants to do that. Xander, never gamble. You have terrible luck. I don't really know. I know how to gamble, but it's not my thing. So I think we're good there. It's a race red truck. Okay. Better because it has real carbon fiber wheels, big wing. Oh my gosh, where did the comment go? Damn it. Where did it go? I don't know. It was a good question too. Sorry. Bear with me. I know we have 242 people in this chat. Oh man. I'm just you guys are over there sidebar having a nice little. I love you, Carnage. Thank you, Kenneth Burton. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. I don't know if you're on the road right now driving or not. There's a lot of truck drivers that follow me, and I wish you all safe travels on the road. Just watch out for red Mustangs. That's all I got to say. I can see you rocking this new Vet Xander. The thing is, like, I've always had that kind of crazy personality too. You know, I really feel like the C8 and me would get along pretty well. I don't know if we do red, but there's like 12 different colors to choose from. But I kind of feel like I kind of honestly feel like my life's not complete without a C8 Vet. Oh my gosh, it just may take a little bit of time to get it, but I think that we're definitely at some point. It wouldn't be for the channel; it would be for me, because by the time I'd get one, the C8 would be like old news, because it'd be like 2 or 3 years probably. But I would love to own that car. Do you think you could? And I could install BMR bushing, springs, and shocks. Excuse me, all in one day. Yeah, man. Derek. Call me, dude. You got my number. Call me. We can do it all in one day. Yes. And I need some content because my car's down. Bring that Shisa over here. Let's get to work, brother. And I haven't even ridden in your car yet. You have that new blower and everything. You got the new tune. You got the E85, the returnless fuel system, all that stuff. And I haven't been in the car yet. Yeah. Bring the car over, please. Anyway, oh my gosh, I was supposed to. Me and Speed Addict 731 were actually kind of talking about going head to head before he went any further with his car, and same with me. And then you know, semi trucks kind of halted that. Sorry. So what else we got going on here? How do I like the 315 differential? It sucks. I hate it. It's so slow. It is. When I first got in the car, I was like, okay, you know, it's not that bad. And then I gave it some gas, and I was like, oh, my gosh. But, you know, it's all in favor of boost. So once that happens, once we supercharge the car, it is going to be perfect. It's what you need to do. But, yeah, there is – I didn't think there would be that much of a difference in acceleration feel. But, yeah, you can definitely tell. No, don't. Yeah, Ken, don't get rid of that. Speed Addict 731. Do not get rid of your GT500 for C8. Just have them both. Buy them both. Although that is tough. That is a very tough decision. But the thing is, though, here's why you shouldn't do that. After I take this drink. 255 people in the chat. 71 thumbs up. Can you pretty please hit it again? Give me some thumbs up, please. The GT5, everybody and their mom and their doggies and cats are going to buy the C8. Well, at least they're saying that's what they're going to do. And yeah, Serpent saying is right. Mid-engine cars always put up good 0 to 60 times. Everybody's kind of like, this is like this that is true. Like this is some kind of like revolutionary thing, but typically look at what mid-engine cars do. They all perform pretty well. So that kind of should be expected. That's why I've been saying, I'm not bashing the C8. Hopefully I didn't come off that way in the other videos, because I am very much interested in that car. Super chat, $5. Ricky Rick, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That the C8, hopefully I didn't come off as bashing that car. I love it. I think it's amazing. It is so gorgeous in all of the right ways. I don't even know how they could have improved the car beyond what they did. It is absolutely breathtaking. But mid-engines, yeah, they typically handle very well. So this is not like new news. But the cool thing is, what is new news is the fact that it's just so attainable. It's cheap, and it's not a limited thing. Remember, it's not it's special, but it's not a specialty car. So it's going to be mass produced. Everybody can buy them. Just go down to the dealership and order one. and it's awesome. I love it. Chevy is doing big things. This is a very big thing for GM. Very, very, very big. They're going to make so much money, so much money. And it's really cool because, you know, there's a lot of, like with the Camaro, there was, you know, some of that Corvette heritage that would have been passed down. So that was true with remember the Gen 6 Camaro is because it shared some of the same DNA as its big brother Corvette. It shared the same transmission if you got the automatic, same engine. And so if the Corvette is improving like that, I'm sure that the Camaro, Chevy might have a trick up its sleeve. That's why I'm saying I don't want them to kill off the Camaro. That would be really bad, really, really bad. Anyway, so I think that maybe they have a trick up their sleeve, and Ford might actually too, because I'm not saying that there's going to be a mid-engine Mustang. That'd be interesting, but I think that it's really cool because remember when the Boss 302 came out in 2012 and 13? I actually owned it 2012, so I had a white one. This is a white Boss 302 I bought for like $39,000. I traded in a 2011 5-liter that I had owned for, you know, like a year or something like that on that car, and I liked it. I had it for a little while, and didn't really do much with it. Didn't really need a whole lot, but I just enjoyed it. And anyway, so I can't remember what I traded it for. It doesn't matter. But 2015 rolls around, and you have the birth of the S550 Mustang, and lo and behold, you have some of that same DNA, some of those internals, those Boss internals, have found their way into the S550. So it's very cool. And then you have the GT350s, and then they come out before the 2018 refresh. They've got magnetic ride, they've got this, that, and the other. They're awesome cars, all this stuff, and then you start seeing some of the throwbacks to that car passed upwards in year model to like the 18. So we get magnetic ride, we get all that. I think it's very exciting. I think that, and it's really cool with the GT500 too, because that's paving the way for Ford towards the next clean sheet build. I'm very excited to see what kind of tech might find its way into the S650. I think it's very exciting. I think that hopefully the S650, the next build, the clean sheet Mustang build, is going to be more sleek, more Euro spec. I'm not against it, but it looks like that's the direction that Ford has been going to. It's pretty much what everybody's doing, because everybody loves these exotics. The only body that's really staying with their heritage is Dodge. They're not doing anything really different, which is both, I think, a good and a bad thing. But I think you do have to innovate product. You know, if I see, I don't know, I'm not going to get into that. Will the magnetic ride be a big performance gain in the C8? I bet it. It's kind of like I'm a big, and I know Jeremy, if you're still watching, you're going to speak up too. A bunch of you guys are. I think that magnetic ride, me personally, is a very underrated thing that you should probably invest in with the Mustang. Here's the damn problem with it, though. You have to buy a performance package to get it. The way that Ford puts their packages together is absolutely stupid. I hate it. I have always hated it. I know you guys get frustrated by it too. There's no way that you don't. If you want this little thing, you have to buy this. And then if you want this little thing, you got to buy this whole package too. And they make you spend a bunch of money. And then guess what happens the very next year? Then they separate the packaging a little bit. And that thing that you paid so much money for, it becomes like a standard thing. It's like, I got you, got your money. And then it's so stupid. And then they always delay stuff. Like the Rev Match from 2019. They had it for 18. They put it in. There's no way they didn't have that tech. They had it. It made you wait. It made you spend your money. It's a silly game. But anyway. Anyone who buying a GT500 is over a Vette is crazy. I disagree, because they are two different cars, and you know there are brand loyalists out there, and there's a lot of people that they like both. There's no way that you're not going to like both, but there's a lot of people that have really been wanting, excuse me, that GT500 for a long time. Also, due in fact that it is a specialty car. It's a limited run car. It is going to something that's going to hold its value. Yes, I think that the sales might get hurt a little bit by the C8 for the release of this thing. But 2020 is a big year because remember the Super's coming out too. Although, who cares? But it's a neat car, I guess. But the GT500, I think, is still going to be. I think they're still going to sell some of them. I don't see a lot of people spending $10,000 for painted on stripes. But you know, I don't care much about the C8. It's a Ferrari styling Q. It's Ferrari styling Qs. Sorry, I can't read English. It does sound like it will be a performer, but much too expensive for me, and I have no interest in carving corners. See, that is another thing too. Now, remember the GT500 is going to do a little bit of both, but mostly a road course car. And but a lot of people just want to go fast and straight line. So that I'm sure the C8 is going to go fast and straight line, yes. But it's they're just different strokes for different folks. Nothing wrong with that. I think that a lot of people are bashing both of these cars. They should probably quit. They should probably honestly try to come together and appreciate both because they are vastly different vehicles. So they're meant for similar things, but they're just different. But I'm sure that the Ford guys are over there just scratching their heads trying to figure out what they're going to do. But how is Ford going to react? That's going to be very important for the future, I think, especially if they see the C8 selling like crazy. Maybe they'll get in a little bit more hot and heavy with the next Mustang. We'll see, or maybe they'll just kill it off, like some of you guys think the Camaros are going to go. I'm just kidding. It's not going anywhere. Bullshit. They're different. Come on, man. I'm not sure who he's responding to. No, I'm trying to keep up with you guys over here. Yeah, magnetic ride is great until it doesn't work. I mean, that's true with everything. I mean, it's everything is prone to failure. So if it's mechanical like that, you know, like user adjustable, is it going to be more reliable? Yeah, possibly. But I mean, you know, there could be issues there too. But these cars aren't just slapped together. I mean, they do have problems, but they're pretty, I would say, I mean, good thing you have warranties, I guess. But it does work really well. And I think that if you get the Z51 package on the C8, you should definitely probably, I'm not going to say you. I'm going to say me. I would be getting magnetic ride 100%. Me personally. In my, let's see, what's up, Xander? At work now. Stop to give thumbs up. Thank you so much. Everybody, I'm trying to read through your comments. There's a ton of them. There's 260 people in this chat. This might be our biggest one yet. If you're just coming in, welcome. I have a Diet Dr. Pepper and my throat sore. Oh, GT500 is going to weigh like 4,200 pounds. I think it's going to be about 41. Somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, that's probably fair. 42 is, I think it'll be beneath 42. I hope so anyway. If it's 42 or above, that's a heavy car. But it does have big brakes and all that stuff. So you could probably minimize some of that weight with the carbon fiber package. It's going to, the weight alone in the wheels is going to help. Let's see. But there's plenty of people that I know that are planning on buying this GT500, and some of them are like, it doesn't matter. The C8's out. I want one, but I'm still fully on track to get the GT500. I still want that car. And you know, a couple other people are like, oh crap, you know, what am I doing? I guess it just depends on what you want to spend. What do you want in the car? What do you want to use the car for? Is it going to be a daily car you're going to have fun with? You want to show it off? You want to look exotic? Or, you know, do you want to use it for race course stuff, road course stuff, whatever? Let me see. I'm just trying to read through everybody's words over here. Got to back it up a little bit. Thank you guys for super chatting. Those that did, I really appreciate that. That's going to be my C8 money. Actually, it's probably going to be used towards my deductible to get my car fixed. So, all right. Four-door Mustang would be interesting. I am not a fan of that. In my personal humble opinion, I do not support that, but it would be interesting, I guess. I would never buy one. It looks like I'm thinking about caught up. Just bear with me. I'm trying to see stuff that pokes out. Thinking of the last mid-engine vet. Okay. So yeah, $60,000 is still a lot of money for a car. That's very true. 100,000 is a lot worse. You know, 120, 150. I mean, it just continues. But 60,000. Think about what you can get. What do other mid-engine cars with that kind of performance? Well, again, we don't have all the answers, but with what we do know, what do you have to spend to get those other vehicles? It's a lot, usually a lot more than 60,000. So that somehow becomes kind of a bargain. It's not like this. The Corvette just became a bargain. It's always been the pricing's always been very similar. And I applaud Chevy for not jacking this up and just charging out the roof for this. They kept it attainable to, you know, your average person. You know, it really says a lot about the company. So thank you, Chevy, for doing that. But the performance and just having a mid-engine alone, I think it's really cool that it does start that well. So 570 is the closest competitor right now, which sells for about $200,000. So yes, so you can, you know, let's say you trick out a Stingray. I mean, you're going to probably be under 80 grand, I would say, with everything. I don't know. You'd have to just play around with whatever. It depends on what you want. That's the thing. If you option out a Corvette, it can get very expensive adding things together because you can get this, that, and whatever, a million different things. But it's still going to, yeah. I'd love to see both of those like on track together, like a 570 versus a C8, or a GT350 compared to a C8. You know, all of those cars. So. Z51 package with a blower. Poor man Z06, maybe 75K. I'm all about it. What about a twin? You just put a twin turbo. Hey, excuse me. I know where you can get twin turbo kits from. So it's a lovely place called Hell Horse Performance. Go check them out. Same with their blowers and all that. If you want discount codes, let me know. I'm all about saving you guys some money. That's why I always ask for that stuff. I like to, because I mean, I like saving money, so I know everybody else does too. But let me see here. Do they sell short blocks? That's a good question. I don't know, but he could probably get them. Let me tell you something about Jeff over there at Hell Horse Performance. I talk to him all the time. He is awesome. The guy likes to go fast. You know, they're in Texas where, like, if you don't have 1,000 horsepower, you're kind of nobody. So they like to go fast. What I would do is make a phone call to him, tell him I sent you there, and that way he'll take good care of you. But sometimes if you call the hotline, if you don't get him on the phone, leave a message, and then he will call you back. So yeah, I would definitely ask. But it's he can get anything. So, but the guy likes to go fast. So that should kind of clue you into like what we're going to do with my car. We're going to go fast. But yeah, he's a great dude. He really is. I mean, very knowledgeable. Like our phone conversations, I learn something new every single time that I talk to him. It's very exciting. I'm very, very proud and honored to be able to work with Hellhorse. I think it's amazing. Big things coming. And then, yeah, everybody gets along, like as far as like, Hellhorse and then Palm Beach, and then we all love BMR. Those BMR codes that I've got, the Xander 7 promo code does really well. Everybody likes BMR stuff. Everybody likes suspension. So, and for me, it has worked very well. Minimal BMR suspension on my Mustang has kept up with thousands of dollars of Steeda stuff. Not saying anything bad. I'm not bashing a company. I'm just saying. A lot of it mostly is tires. There's because people don't. Tires are part of suspension, guys. It just is. You just have tires. Tires can kill wheel hop on track. So I don't know much about going fast or drag racing. I don't know. I just try to learn something new every day. BMR is far superior. I like BMR because, yeah, Steeda, I got burned. I'm not bashing the company, but I did get burned on a product I bought from them like years ago for not even a Mustang. And the part failed. I tried to, return it, and it was a part with no moving pieces. It couldn't break. It was a piece of metal. And they would not take this thing back because it just, yeah, we put it on the car, but I drove like 1 mile with it, and the part failed. And they did not want to like help me at all. It was absolutely terrible. And it was over a teeny, stupid, like $100 piece of metal. It was absolutely stupid. But I've always been a BMR fan. I tend to like their products a little bit better. So let's see here. Sounds like somebody's knocking on my door outside. It's really weird. I think my house is haunted. Very interesting, kind of frightening. If somebody comes in here and kidnaps me, just call the police, I guess. But all right, guys, that's pretty much it. We've been live for over an hour, so I'm just trying to read up through all your comments. But you guys are talking. I'm kind of out of stuff to talk about. I love the C8. I still don't think it. I think it's a special car, but it's not a specialty car. So I still. Oh, here we go. Rebirth, $1. Thank you so much. Super chat, that is. Do you wish you would have bought a daily instead of the bike now? No, the bike is my daily. The thing, I guess we could talk about that because everybody's still like I said it before. I guess we could talk about it again. Since we have 200 and some people in here, everybody's watching. My wife didn't always work. She was a stay-at-home mom, and up until recently, very recently, she got somebody's knocking on my door. I'm about to go get my freaking guns. It's really weird. Okay, anyway, sorry. So it's just odd. It's like somebody knocking on the outside of my garage door because my garage is open. It's a little worried, frightened a little bit. Dude said guns. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we all know what political direction I pretty much favor now. But we try to leave a lot of that off the channel. But I mean, it kind of goes without saying. I do have an American flag on my shoulder. I'm prior military, but whatever. I just won't come out and say it. We won't get demonetized. But you can probably figure it out. So anyway, what was I even speaking about? I don't know. Oh, the bike. I bought the bike for me. I guess I might as well go ahead and say this. Well, no, I'll say it in a minute. So we'll stay on track with Stephanie. She just recently got a job. Like this is like her third week, the beginning of her third week of training for this job. And but she hasn't really worked before then. So we just took the Mustang everywhere. And anyway, so but with the, excuse me, good Lord, I was totally fine with her driving the Mustang. The thing is, like everybody's saying, it's like it's my car, bought my blah blah blah. Look, I'm married. I've been married for 7 years. Like my car, if you guys are married, you know this. My car out there is, guess what? It's community property. It's our car. It was our investment. If she does bring in money, it does go into the same bank account. She contributes to making the payment on that thing. I am perfect. She's not signed on the title. I bought it all by myself. Yeah, but of course I'm going to let her drive. She used to drive the Hellcat. She had a lot of fun with it. And she's a pretty good driver. You know, she couldn't help what happened to her, but it is what it is. And but she never really wanted, why have another car payment if it's just going to sit in the driveway? Because every time we always take the Mustang anyway. But we bought the bike because I've just always wanted to ride. I didn't buy the bike for YouTube. I bought the bike for me. You know, it's cool that we can make it for content and stuff. And I bought it. I bought it after that other accident, but I did not buy the bike because of the accident. And the thing is, I can't just sell the bike. It's financed. You know, unless I had somebody come up and is like, hey, here's 15 grand or whatever. Let me buy that thing. Yeah, then I can just pay off the bank and I can walk away from the bike free and clear, and then you just finance the bike or you bought it. But, you know, it's just like your car. If you are financing a car, you could try to sell it outright. But the thing is, you can't. Like we just have the bike. The bike is for me. The bike is for me. It's kind of not really worth talking about. But it does lead me into something that I will be announcing here probably soon. I think Serpent Sings is going to do the same thing. And that is starting another YouTube channel. Another YouTube channel. So we're going to have this one. This will be our main. Yeah, never own another red car. Yeah, probably we'll do a different color. Well, the red on this car is probably going to change too. So we're going to do something probably fancy with it in the future, possibly, and change the color up a little bit and make it just stand out a little bit more. Because we want this car to be internet famous. It's about to get a lot of power. I think I'm the only guy probably in the world with a 19 Mustang that has been wrecked 3 times in a year. Significant wrecks. I don't know. It's kind of a crazy story, but I guess that is a good and a bad thing. But anyway, so another YouTube channel for those that are interested in like motorcycle content and vlogs and stuff like that, and going to do moto stuff. We probably might be doing something like that soon. So we'll have the car channel, and then we'll also have the other one. And I'm going to take the vlogs that I already have of the motorcycle right now and just upload them there. And what I would like, you know, maybe it's something you're into, maybe it's not, but hopefully you're following this channel for more than just my red car that's sitting in the garage. And hopefully, you know, you appreciate or you like maybe some of the stupid things that we do and the fun car reviews and all that. So when we make the other channel, if, you know, we probably will call it Xander 13 Moto or something like that. But if you want to go subscribe to that, I'll announce it later on. And then that way we can push us up over 1,000 subscribers. Then we got to work for watch. We got to work towards watch time. So if you like some of that stuff, you know, you can check it out. You can follow the bike, and just mostly going to have fun with it. Serpent Sings is very much trying to convince me to start doing some track stuff, and but I'm not going to do it on that bike. But I would like to learn how to do that. I think it would be a lot of fun. It's something different. I am an adrenaline junkie at heart, so I think it'd be pretty cool. But anyway, just what might be happening here soon. We'll have 2 YouTube channels. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I mean, sport bikes, sport bike life. I love bikes. I've ridden bikes. I haven't really talked about it. Me and motorcycles go back like way back, you know, like way years and years and years ago. And I like motorcycles about as much as I do cars, possibly more. There's just something about two wheels. And there was a long time when I was stationed at Fort Hood, I was into drag racing and stuff like that. I had a bike. I had a couple of them. And I spent more time riding on bikes than I did racing and modding cars. It's very fun, but we're going to do a bit of both. So I think that because every time I upload a motorcycle whatever video on the channel we have now, it doesn't really get as much traction. But if we dedicate an entire new channel towards it, maybe that will help. And then just segregate the content a little bit. And I really think that Surface Ink is going to do the same thing. C8 Fun! Justin Rogers coming with the $8. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, absolutely, 100%. So, sport bike, the affordable payment for a young Joe. Well, depending on what bike you go with, it can be very affordable. The thing is, you got to watch out for insurance. Insurance can be very, very bad, especially if it's fine. If it's cash, if you own it outright, you know, it's very affordable. But if you have a finance bike, then it can be very expensive for insurance, the full coverage. But I do have to make some content with it because it is a bike payment at the end of the day, and it is also insurance, so it's a hard bill. But I love cars that are paid off. Screw people. All right. But we might have a. There is one car, or a vehicle. Can't say car because it's not. There's a vehicle. I guess some people would call it a car that exists in another state that I've got my eyes on right now. It's super cheap, but as a daily, and it's in real good shape. But as a daily, I have about 12 to 14 hours probably to make a decision on this vehicle. If I don't, somebody else is probably going to buy it, and then I'll kick myself in the butt. But I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I just don't know. We shall see. It probably won't be very exciting for a lot of you guys. But as a daily, something that we can put on the highway, and if it gets door dinged, who cares? So it won't be anything for the channel. Not really. We'll probably do some videos with it. But my ZL1 is always for sale. Hey, everything is for sale. If somebody wants to come buy my Mustang right now, it's for sale. Everything's for sale for the right price. That's the thing. It's got to be the right price. $5. You can buy my Mustang. So, all right. Let's see here. $12. 13. Oh, 13 is a lucky number. No, I think I still owe like 47 on that car, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate because it's been wrecked so many times. But I don't know. We might do something with this other car. Might do something. What I need is a truck, honestly. Excuse me, a truck and a trailer. That way we don't put the Mustang at risk, even when we're driving it to car shows or race events or whatever. We just put it on the trailer. But as long as she drives straight, that's all that matters. Yeah, I mean, there's some comments. There were some people talking about, like, oh my gosh, your wife is totally lying. I don't think she's in this chat. She probably won't make it this far in the video if she starts watching it later on. But I wasn't there. But when I did go back to look at the scene, I mean, it did raise the question that, yes, she was probably being truthful. But, she didn't see the truck. Because there was another question, too. Steph is lying. Well, we have to – I don't know, guys. I don't know, but the car's fucked up right now. And my feelings are hurt. But no, I think that what she said makes perfect sense. The car was, if you can imagine, this is the lane. So your single road on ramp. The truck, which would have been in front of her, because she's coming to the on ramp like this. So you have a semi truck in the right lane, does the right thing, gets over into the left lane to avoid, any oncoming traffic or whatever that has to merge. So that's pretty typical. We see it mostly every day with trucks, big trucks. So it gets in the left lane, and then what I think happened was he continued to accelerate, and maybe Stephanie was either going too slow and then accelerated, or she accelerated and went to, I don't know. At some point, she ended up in his blind spot, and then this would have almost been, she should have never been in that blind spot. I'll say it, she should have never been there. She says that she wasn't passing, but she should have never have been in that blind spot. But the driver of the truck should have used his mirrors, because maybe she wasn't in the blind spot. But it's a mistake that will probably never happen again. But supposedly what happened is the truck came over very quickly, is what she said, and did not give her even the opportunity to hit the brakes as hard as possible to avoid getting hit. So it came over and she had nowhere to go. It was on that little bridge. If you guys missed that video, there is a video up that I uploaded where you can kind of see, because I walked on the little side of the road and filmed where the car hit, bounced, and went and then hit again. Anyway, so it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but luckily she is still alive. And why is my mouse not working? But it just more for the story, I guess. I'm reading you guys. Reading what you guys are talking about. So I don't think I'm just sitting here doing nothing. But I think she is telling the truth, because she stayed on it to avoid the truck way longer than just easing over into accident. I think it was just a shit accident, and we're lucky that nobody was killed. Yeah. So he said Cletus McFarland is not happy about the DCT and the C8. Really? I don't know. I love it. I think it's awesome. I mean, I can see where manual guys are really upset. What's kind of weird too and upsetting is like people. There's a lot of people that complain about like, oh, this vehicle's trash because it doesn't have a manual. But these guys also drive like Toyota Corollas and don't own any sports cars, and then they still have an opinion. And I guess that's okay. They're entitled to that opinion. But I mean, it's not really a validated one. But if you're a diehard manual guy and you're upset, then at that point it matters a little bit more. Don't mock my fucking Kia. No, I'm just, you know what I'm saying. Like it's okay to be an enthusiast, but what I'm saying is like, maybe you're a shopper, you're a new shopper too, and you like manuals, and that's what you were hoping to see, or hoping to buy, and then when they released it, hey, it's a DCT only, then I could be upset then too. But I mean, look, I was converted. It's not the end of the world. Yes, we like shifting gears from time to time, but it's just, I don't work for Chevy, so don't hate me. I had no influence. But if you're a diehard manual guy, buy a C7. Yeah. Nobody's making really manuals anymore. It's just Sorry, it's just what it is. America has spoken. They just don't sell as much. Everybody's buying automatics. And it's honestly why they stopped making manuals. It's not like there's some like conspiracy theory where they're trying to, the manufacturers are trying to like, let's just, no, it's because people don't buy them. And so they look at, manual versus auto sales and they're like, well, which one wins? Which one is more cost effective to keep? And then, let the other one die. But I like when manufacturers give everybody a choice. And luckily, for the Mustang for the time being, we still do have that manual option, but just not in the GT500. But yeah, the Chevy dude. The Chevy dude actually lives right down the road from me, a couple of hours. He's not very far. Yeah, 80% of Corvettes sold were automatics. I mean, that's, and then, yes, there's going to be that percentage that gets upset, but I mean, don't blame you can't blame it's tough to blame the company for that. You have to really look, why. I mean, blame everybody else that bought an automatic. That's what you got to look at. So it's not Ford because they hate you and want you to only buy an automatic. It's because, well, that's the customers are buying auto. And that really does speak volumes for like in the Mustang for, like the 1080 or what DCTs offer. They're just superior to both conventional and manual transmissions. Auto is lame. I mean, I used to think so until I got converted. And believe me, I was a diehard manual guy. Like I said earlier, I would look at a auto, Camaro or Corvette or Mustang and want to go throw up. Like I hated it. But anyway, so I don't have that same feeling anymore. Times have changed. But here we go. Super Chat 199. Here's Bitcoin for you. I appreciate that. Big Bit Investor, thank you so much for the Super Chat. It will go towards the repairs of the Mustang or possibly a C8 fund. It will probably take me 3 years of Super Chat saving to do that. Possibly maybe 30 years, but, we'll get there. Slow but steady. But all right, guys, we have been live for over an hour and a half, and I've maintained control pretty much, I guess, of over 200 of you for that amount of time. I definitely want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me again tonight. And anyway, it's been fun. We talked about a couple of things. You have learned that I do love the C8, and I would definitely buy one. I still love the GT500. I think that they are still not apples to apples. They are different cars, and I like them both, and that's okay. But what I would like to say is that just like the Determined Veteran was talking about a little bit earlier, is maybe instead of bashing each other, maybe let's appreciate that we do have a GT500 and recognize what it does have to offer and what it does bring to the table. And, also give love to the C8 because, it's getting tons of it right now. But you have to give credit to where it's due. Both companies have made a solid product, and they're both, at the end of the day, going to perform very well. I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the real world, on the racetracks, all of that stuff. But, yeah, I guess real quick we'll answer a couple more. But in stock form, have I ever done 0 to 60 3.9 seconds on my Mustang? No. But Even though it's advertising, it's false advertisement. We should sue Ford, get the money, and split it. I'm just kidding. But all right, guys, that's it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, we'll focus on some more content coming here soon. But that's probably enough C8 talk for the night. And anyway, I'll see you guys later, I guess.